doing? This is Stephen Olivo, host of the BXB Podcast. Today I have a great woman, inspirational woman. She, started her dance studios and she's, doing great things, right? And, definitely somebody that people can learn from and, be inspired by. Her name is Autumn. Autumn, please, tell your story, tell everybody how great you are and all the great things you're doing and, how many great people you're trying to help every day with your studios. All right.
Hi, everybody. My name is Autumn. I'm the owner of Lovely Lioness Dance and Aerial Fitness, located in New Jersey. I have 3 locations. I have a location in Neptune City, New Jersey. I have a location in Union City, New Jersey. And then my newest studio is in the Great Atlantic City, New Jersey, where we have a studio that teaches adults how to do pole dancing and aerial arts.
And there's one with a circle, right? Is that aerial? So like in the
Yes. So aerial arts you could compare to or what it is actually circus arts.
okay.
We have an aerial Lyra, which is that metal hoop that you were talking about. We do silks, we do hammock, and we have an array of aerial toys that we rig from the ceiling in a safe way. We have mats and we offer classes weekly. We're open 7 days a week in all 3 locations, and we're also all inclusive. We welcome everybody, regardless of your age, your background,
Perfect.
your everybody.
Everybody. So
Gender, religion,
I'm actually gonna put your QR code at the bottom of this video so that people could go ahead and book classes with you if they're in Jersey or even visiting Atlantic City one day. They're out there gambling and in the morning they want to go dance real fast, learn a few moves. At least they can do it, right? And it's
No, so
cool because
yeah, what I've been getting is a lot of the husbands will go gambling while the wives come and get their sexy on at the
there you
studio,
go.
and gives them a healthy safe place to exercise and feel good about themselves. We also get a lot of bachelorette parties that come. So that's been working out really well. And we have our regular students that just contribute to the community of the studios weekly. And without them, it's just a room. But because we have so many wonderful people that come to the studios, we definitely have created a safe learning environment to work out, get to know people, have fun, get fit, and express themselves artistically.
So I know during the day, like you have your teacher, right? During the day.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then besides you being a teacher, you run 3 businesses, right? You're like
Yes.
Superwoman, right? Now, let me ask you this, right? So, how do you balance the two, right? Because I know, being a teacher takes a lot out of you, dealing with children. What grade exactly you're teaching?
I teach 4th grade.
Okay. Yeah. So 4th grade teacher, I know those kids drain you, right? Because it's a lot of these kids do whatever they want sometimes. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, all right, I do this, then after school, I'm shooting to one of my studios, one of the 3, right? And I'm pretty sure you schedule yourself to be at all of these different studios at least twice a week, once a week, just to, show face, right? And but how do you balance the two? Because that's like too long, and your studios are spread apart at that, right? So you have one in North Jersey, one in Central, and then one in South. So it's
Yeah.
like the
Mhm.
trifecta there. You go from one to one to one. How do you manage that?
Yeah. Um, well, the truth of the matter is, I think I'm a workaholic. My name is Autumn and I'm a workaholic, but
Yeah.
I don't like being idle. I need to be constantly stimulated and doing
I know.
something positive.
Yeah.
Once I stop moving or working, um, it gives me a chance to go to a negative place. So the way that I deal with that is I like to work. Some
Mm.
people don't like to work. I love to work. So here's how it goes. Alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning. I'm answering studio emails until I have to leave at 6:30 in the morning, hit the highway, 2-hour commute. I do my work at school, strictly my contract hours, whereas I used to, do after school programs and lunch programs and all this stuff. Nope. I go in, I do my 8 to 3. During lunch, I do studio work. After school, I hit the highway, regardless, I might be going to Union City, Neptune City, Atlantic City. I teach classes there. I think I teach about 14 classes a week on top of management. I do that because I love interacting with my clients, my students. They make me happy. I feel like that law of attraction that people talk about is really, really true. It's like,
I love it.
people are going to give you the energy that you put out. The more positivity you put out there, the better things are going to happen for you.
Yeah,
If you
that
have,
action is everything.
yes, and intention is everything. If you work with the intention of goodness in your heart, and you come from a place of, purely wanting to help people, purely there to help somebody who's having a bad day, or somebody who has low self-esteem, or somebody who just needs to be in a positive environment. If you're there for the right reasons, you're going to attract those people. So long story short, I'm putting out what I want to get back, and I get it back. So I'm feeding off the energy of the student that come to the studio, and that motivates me to want to do better for them. So I do my 8 to 3, and then I have fun with the rest of my nights. Then I come home and I go to sleep and I do it all again.
The repeat process, right?
Yeah,
But
but
that's
it
what
fulfills me.
entrepreneurship is about, right? Is like you have to get a routine. Once you follow that routine and you keep on going and keep on going, it's like it's impossible for you to fail because you keep doing the same thing over and over. Now, if you're doing the same thing over and over and then it's the wrong thing, understand you're going to get that same result, right? But look at you, you have 3 studios and you've been following your same routine over and over and over again. That just tells me there's a fourth coming, right? And there's a fifth
Well,
coming. Eventually.
so, honestly, I don't think I could do a fourth with my job, because I might pass out.
Once you
But
retire,
and then I retire.
yeah.
But what's happening is I'm starting to pick up other skills that enhance the current studios that I have. So right now I'm focusing on making those studios the best they can be by doing other things, like engaging more in my marketing plans, doing my own merchandise instead of outsourcing it. I know they say work harder, not smarter, but for me, that makes me feel good. So yeah, I'm gonna sit in my room and make 10 t-shirts at 1 o'clock in the morning with my logo on it, because you know what? I like it.
Yeah, because
You
it's
know?
for you. It's for
Yeah,
you.
but
Yeah.
like I'm
And
learning other skills. It's branching out into various ways, such as photography and things, that other artistic, elements that enhance the experience of being in the studio. So it's not just dancing. It's really like providing an experience for the students.
yeah, no, 100%. And at the same time, like you said, you're adding more value and you're doing the t-shirts, you're doing the merch, you're doing photography. You want to know somebody sees themselves. Like I looked at your website and I seen one girl hanging from one of those curtains or whatever it is. They're hanging there and they got one leg out like this. That was a good photo, right?
I
That was
think that
a
was
really nice
me.
photo. Was it you? Look at that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
Like
me hanging
that,
from the curtain.
that was an awesome photo, right? And think about it, if you have your students might want those photos, and now you're selling photos too. And that's an extra way of getting some income, right? And the other parties that you have, bachelorette parties, of course they want photos, right? Because now
Exactly.
they're swinging from one side to the other, they're going crazy in there. But you want to know something, it becomes like a great memory for them. And to me, that's the you're selling. You're not selling just somebody learn how to dance on this. You're selling an experience, and
Yes.
that experience is everything, because they're going to remember that. They're going to tell their friends about it, and they're going to want to relive that experience. And that's where your reoccurring customers come in, which is, trust me, I know, I see it. Like since I've met you and I seen all of these different, you tell me about all these studios, I'm like, man, like people are dancing. Like
Yeah,
people are going to these things,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And to me, that's awesome, man. And you, it's like you're knowing your areas, like you know where to pick them, because I know Atlantic City itself, it's a great area for that, especially back because you got the casinos, you got there's basically people coming over there on vacation, people bachelorette parties all day long, right? Because especially people come from New York, people come from Philadelphia, people coming from Maryland, right? They're coming
yeah,
from all over just
yeah.
to go to Philadelphia to gamble and hang out, and they were like, man, let's check this out.
Hmm.
Now
Yeah,
you have a whole crew of girls in there dancing, going crazy.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure the tenants upstairs, they probably enjoy it because
I know.
they're probably up there dancing and everything like that.
Probably, right? Probably.
They
So
do come down. They're curious. They come
yeah,
up. Yeah,
awesome,
they
awesome.
want to know. They
The
want to
they
know.
so you did all of this. What inspired you? What was your inspiration for this? I know you told me this story, and when I heard it, I was like, you know what, like that's a great inspirational story. Like that's a reason to succeed and a reason not to fail and not to stop. Like you said, like you get on your downtime, you get in your head, right? I'm the same way. I'm a mover. I got to keep
Over.
going. I don't stop. I just keep on going no matter what. And like, tell us what inspires you. Tell everybody, because it's definitely something that it's of meaning, and especially for what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just gonna start from the very beginning, which was I was getting married and I wanted to work out, but I didn't like the gym. It was boring and it never really captivated me. So I heard about pole fitness and I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. So I was instantly hooked on it. Um, I really loved being a student. And then from being a student, I started being an instructor. And then from being an instructor, I started being a manager of another studio. This particular studio was in danger of closing down. And around that same time, you know, I had a very tragic accident happen in my family. My son, Drew, he was tragically hit by a drunk driver when he was riding his bike home. Um, in that very second, my entire life, as I know it now, changed. And the only place that I felt that I wasn't in a black hole was when I was dancing, when I was in that studio. And um, my whole sisters, as I would reference them at the time, embraced me so. And I could not imagine how I could move on with my life for my other son in a positive way without that aspect of my life because it was a way of therapy for me. I never have taken any type of formal therapy after Drew passed away because for me, pole and aerial has been that little ray of sunshine that has kept me moving forward in my life. So when the threat of that studio disappearing occurred, I said to myself, I'm not going to let that happen. I am going to take this pain that I have and I'm going to create something for other people who are in a dark place in their life who need positivity. So I wanted to take that tragedy, ball it up, take it with me, put it in my pocket, and share it with other people who needed something good to live for. So that is what I did. I created Lovely Lioness, which I chose the name Lioness because my son was a Leo. And I always say that he had no material items when he passed away. He had his Jordans, he had his little jackets and a couple video games, and really that's all he had in life. So there's really nothing that he really left behind materialistic wise, but what he did leave me behind and what I learned that I had that I didn't even know that I had from within myself was the ability to be brave. The and he embodied what a real Leo was. And he left that behind for me to be strong, to take what happened and change somebody's life for the good. Now I have done that. I think I have done that. I think I have affected many, many people in a positive way. And I continue to keep doing that. And that is what motivates me. I am not driven by money. I'm not driven by the idea of success. I'm driven by I'm not going to fail because I am on a mission. That is my driving force behind Lovely Lioness Pole Dance Aerial Fitness, and that's the driving force that will continue to propel me into the future
You're
and
leaving that
hopefully grow
legacy.
the company.
Yeah. And that's it's like you're leaving a legacy not just for you, but for your family. And
Yeah,
it's based off your son's memory.
my son's memory, exactly. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's like honestly, you want like I said, when you told me that is like that alone just shows there's women out there that go through problems and they think it's just like or just women and men both, right? They go through certain things and it's like the give up mode. You could have
yes,
gave up. You could have went ahead and made every excuse in the book to just give up.
yeah,
But you took that and used it as fuel,
yeah.
fuel to succeed
Mhm.
for him. And now it's like I always tell people is like, you either got it or you don't. There's a switch, right? And some people keep the switch off and they just go on idle. They live life
Yeah,
the way it is, right? And then you have people that hit that switch and they don't even remember where to turn it off at because it just keeps going. And that's me.
yeah,
I forgot where the switch was. That thing is like 10 rooms behind me somewhere, and I don't even know where it's at. And I
yeah,
just keep on going and I keep creating new things and I keep doing other stuff, right? And trust me, it's like you have to be inspired by something. I'm inspired by all the, just I'm hungry. I didn't come from money, I didn't come from this stuff. It was like me, it was, you gotta make it. It's
yeah,
not going backwards ain't a thing for you. Like it's about going forward. And I got my kids, I got my family. It's like you gotta, do good for them, not you. And that's the thing. Like I'm pretty sure for yourself, nothing you do is for yourself, right? It's all for your family and it's all for the just for other people, the people that work for you, everybody. Trust that. And honestly, that's the greatest. You have a great heart for that, right? And entrepreneurship, you have to have I tell people all the time, do you have great entrepreneurs that are, they're just driven to succeed because they just love doing, right? And then you have other entrepreneurs that, they do it more so for the greed part, money, 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 money. And then those guys are the ones that get caught out there doing, shady stuff, not helping nobody
mhm,
and things like that. Me personally, I love to help people,
mhm,
right? I love it. That's just one of my biggest things. I'll bring 100 people on my podcast, and every one of them would tell you how I help them in greater ways, change their lives or
mhm,
whatever it may be, right?
mhm,
And you
mhm,
doing that, like you don't need therapy. You're right, right?
mhm.
Therapy to me, some people need it, some people abuse it, some people call it a crutch, right? In my eyes, I don't ever want therapy, right? Because maybe therapy is going to slow me down,
Mm,
make me feel like you shouldn't be thinking this way.
yeah, like
Hey,
there's something wrong with you.
like it's something wrong with me,
No, there's something wrong
I'm
with
the
you.
problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like I get what I need already from what I do.
Yeah,
And it makes me happy. And if I'm happy, isn't that the goal?
that's the goal, right?
That's the goal. Like
And
whatever makes you happy, you
so
know?
let me ask this, with your business, what kind of challenges have you overcome through this business? Like, you have all your locations. I'm pretty sure you've had challenges that you've had to come over and how did you do it?
For me, I think the biggest challenge is time because I want to do so much more. But I know that I'm restricted from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock when I could be doing so many more things. I could be booking shows and at events and this, and that. But I have to stick with my day job because if pole and aerial goes away tomorrow, I still have, 20 years 21 years invested into my career, which is education. and education to me, what I do during the day, is it's important to me too. So for me, my biggest challenge has been just
Yeah.
time management, and just trying to overcome the hurdle of not having my days available for what I want to do with the studios.
Nice. Well, you want to know something? Like my daughters, they go to dance, right? And I always tell, I go into these dance studios and I'm paying money, right? I pay
Wow.
some, I tell people all the time, I need a dance studio because the way as much money these people making, like they're killing them out here. And then they do like recitals, they do like shows, they do things like that, right? Now, do you guys ever try to do something like that, set up a show or something like with your students that are like, involved? And then, maybe that's another revenue stream and invites more people to start coming to your dance classes too.
Well, I don't do shows, I do tours, first
Okay.
of all. Okay. We just finished the tour. We just
Okay.
finished a New Jersey East Coast tour. We started in the middle in Neptune City. We went up to Hudson County, and then we finished down in Atlantic County. It was called the Hometown Hoedown, actually.
Okay.
And we did a country western theme, and we went buck wild. Let's just say that. We went buck wild. We had a blast. And that just finished last weekend. That ran for about a month and a half. I already have another show planned for the end of the month. It's called the Wild Air Show. It's going to be held in Asbury Park at Wild Air Beer Works. The theme is Sexy Safari. So if you're available, you should come check me out, Steve. If you
Where's
want
it
to
at?
come hang out in Asbury Park with
Asbury
me.
Park? Okay.
And then after that, we gear up for our fall Halloween show, which is last year was held at Club 35, which is a gentleman's club in Sayreville.
Okay.
We sold out. We sold out the whole club.
Awesome.
It was a compilation of all three studios, and I hope to do the same this year too.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like so you're doing things to make more awareness and to make it fun for your teachers and the students, which that's everything, right? Because one
Yeah.
thing is just to go dance and get a workout but to make it fun,
Make
right?
it fun, make it
Yeah,
intentional. Like what is like goal oriented for them? Like give us as a studio, but also as students and instructors, something to work towards, not just the monotony of taking a class, take a class, take a class, because then it becomes like the gym,
exactly.
you
Exactly.
know. Mhm.
And that's the whole point. Like Megan is now we're gonna do this and we're gonna show you how to do this and do this. Get ready because you're about to show a bunch of people that you can do this too. Now,
Exactly. It's like, Mom, come
come
see my show.
check it
Bestie, come
out.
see my show. Because and they should be. This is what I want. I want them to be proud of what they've accomplished, because what we
100%.
do physically and mentally is not easy, and not everybody, listen, if it was like really easy, everybody would do it, right? But this sport and this art is very taxing and challenging on the body. And if somebody learns how to flip upside down, or learns something about themselves, or can outwardly express confidence in front of people that they couldn't do when they walked in the door, that is a win. And I want them to show it off. I want them to be proud of their accomplishments. So
Yeah,
I
get
will
confident.
definitely continue
Because
to
that
to
confidence
show
moves
that.
it goes further than just their approach in front of people or showing that they can do their moves or they can do what they can. Because that confidence is the builder there, but then it's a life lesson for them so that now be confident in life, do the great
Yes.
things that I'm doing. And who knows, maybe those students of yours might turn around and say, you know what, Autumn, I would like to open up a studio with you. Let me
Mhm.
manage it, right? And now that's how you expand
Mhm.
your brand, right?
Yeah.
And you got 3 locations that are successful locations. You literally can go ahead and franchise, your whole model. And it
Yeah.
obviously works.
Somebody did approach me about that, and I actually declined it.
Yeah.
Yes, a lawyer contacted me,
Okay.
um, and I declined it. And you want to know why? Because I don't want anybody touching my stuff, because they're gonna ruin it. And right now, it's pure. It's like it comes from a good place of like
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
And if it becomes too tainted or too many chefs in the pot, then it's not what I intended it to be. Like I told you, though, I'm not motivated by the money.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So
It's more, this is
yeah, like I
your
think,
legacy. Like you're trying to keep it the way you want it. And at the end of the day, you want to still have fun with it. With the moment it becomes more commercialized, now it's like, oh man, I can't do this. You
yeah,
know, they're not gonna like that. Then no, it's
yeah,
yours. You do what you want.
yeah. And I
Well,
think if I had anybody that's watching this, if they take anything away from what I'm saying, is like do it with passion or don't do it at
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah,
And don't be motivated by the money because it's going to backfire on you.
yeah. And that
Pick
goes for any
something,
business.
anybody, and it has to be something you love. It has to be something you love. If it's not something you love or that you even like, don't waste your time. It's not gonna
Exactly.
work.
Now there's competition you have out there with other dance studios or whatnot. What makes you different, your environment wise? What makes you different than them? Like
I think what I just said. I think what I just said.
well,
I
just
think
making it personal, more of a
I mean,
person.
yeah, make it personal and don't be motivated by how much money the client is giving you. Like how many packages did they purchase? Are they coming to this event? Are they come? I always say quality over quantity. I rather have a small community of people who genuinely want to be there, who want to just learn in a positive and safe environment, than a revolving door of people coming in and out, because that doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes me different. I think another thing that makes me different is my staff. All my staff are just, I pick them by a feeling they give me.
Yeah.
I prefer the feeling that I get from them, that I know they're gonna make the students feel good about themselves over anything else. That's like the first thing I go by. Yes, I go by their
Good
qualification and
people is
skills,
definitely.
but if they don't have the same ideals as me, then they're not gonna be an instructor there. And I think that is another reason that it sets me apart, is because I truly have the best staff.
That's awesome. So you know, so they approach you about the franchise, and you're not with that. You said you're not. You don't really care to do other locations until you retire, pretty much, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, long-term goal. What's your long-term vision for your business? Like long term.
I don't know.
I got
Uh,
you.
you know, you got me on that question because I toy with that a lot. But you know what? I go with the flow. I go with the flow. Um, I don't know if when I retire, what I want to do. I just know I'm having fun right now. And I know it fulfills me right now.
That's retiring from work, right?
Yeah,
Because your day job is your work.
yeah.
Your business, you know, when you own a business, it's like that's not really work, right?
Oh,
It-
oh yes, it is.
well,
To me, it
well, for
is.
you, all right, because you physically doing things, right? And you have to
Yes.
drive there. It becomes, you know, something that you really got to put your efforts into, right? But for me, like I have a bunch of different businesses, and it literally, you know, like when I leave in the morning and go to my office, it doesn't even feel like I'm going to work. It feels like I'm going to my other hangout. I go do what I got to do from there. I'm on my computer all day long doing this or doing that, and it really doesn't feel like work. I come in, I still the first one in there, the last one to leave, no matter what,
Mhm.
and still, it's like even my employees say it's like, what other place can you come work to that is with somebody so laid back, and we still get it in, like we're still making the money that we love and we're still doing the great things, but it's like so relaxed because I don't like, I'm not a stressful person. I don't like a stressful environment. I do not like drama, right? Don't bring none of that to me. I
Mhm.
like a place where people want to be and they're happy to be there.
Mhm.
And when I start seeing things, you know, I instantly nip it in the butt and we're gonna cut that out. Like we ain't even gonna
Mhm.
go there. Right. And
Mhm.
I do that because you have to keep it good around you, like you with your employees. You know your employees, you know who you're hiring. You want to make sure that it's not just about how qualified they are, because you might have somebody that's so qualified, but they're inside ugly, right?
Yes, all day. Yes, you
Yeah,
just nailed it.
like
You nailed it.
it's ridiculous. And I'm
Yes.
that person. Like when somebody comes to me in an interview, I get resumes. They bring me resumes. I never look at these resumes, right? And I don't, because I hire the person, not the piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
And when I speak to them, I look for key things that allow me to say they're going to be good,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like weak. Don't come to me with a I don't know if I can and don't bring that. You come to me with that, I'm probably, yeah, you're not gonna work out, right? I
Yeah.
can't do it because you gave up on yourself already, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even have to go ahead and say you can't, and you said it
Yeah.
for me, right?
Yep.
And that's a bad quality.
Yeah.
So when people come to me with confidence to me is like the number one thing. People
Mm-hmm.
come to me, oh man, I'm a killer, right? Give me a script,
Mm-hmm.
give me this, and I'm gonna do great. And you're hired. You're
Because
hired. You
it's
know,
a vibe, right? It's like a
yeah,
vibe that you get from them.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, and
totally.
it's like different with people. Like you need that. You need
Yeah.
that type of person that's gonna be confident and happy about what they're doing, and they're willing. Because me personally, I do a lot of great things, right? But I never stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
I always got to keep learning new things, but I stay confident in the fact that I got this. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna find it out. And
Yes.
it's funny. I've been trying to create my own coin for cryptocurrency. I've
Okay.
been trying to create my own coin for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how crazy I am, right? A friend of mine not too long ago goes, I know how to make one. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you got to be kidding me. All these years and you never told me you know how to make one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, oh, I'm gonna make one. So I'm waiting for this guy for a week and a half to make me this coin
Mm-hmm.
after he just told me it would take him 24 hours to do, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm hit him up. What's up? Where this coin at? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I'm in Cali. I'll be back. So I'm like, all right, 10 o'clock at night one night. I'm like, I ain't waiting no more. Went on YouTube, saw some video. I started playing back and forth the video, and I made my coin in less than 10 minutes.
There you go. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's like the person that
Figure
wants
it out.
is gonna get it.
Figure it out.
Yeah. And trust me, anybody can do anything they want. As
Yep.
long as, like you said, figure it out. My
Figure
daughter,
it out.
she loves to dance. She used to do contortionist,
Oh,
all these
wow.
things, right? And she didn't go to school for this. She literally taught herself how to be a contortionist.
That's amazing.
She would be on YouTube watching all this, I forget this girl's name, young girl, but she used to do all these moves, leg, back hand, like I don't even know how to do it, but
Yeah.
she used to do so many different things and she taught herself this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Instruments. She's taught herself how to play all these crazy instruments. And she
Wow.
doesn't she don't ask, hey, can you get me this? She goes right on there, figures it out like this.
Mhm.
Piano, I bought her a piano. She let me go on YouTube, figure this one out. And I
Wow.
love that about. She's like me.
I was just gonna say that
Yeah,
the apple ain't fall far from the
yeah,
tree.
yeah. And it's funny, but I always knew that because at 7 years old, one time she came to me and she was playing this video game. I remember on the phone, and she was like, Dad, I want to make an app. 7 years old. I want to make an app. And
Mm.
I'm like, all right, well, make the idea
Hmm.
and I'll help you do it. Right.
Yeah.
So I said, so I think it was like a week and a half passed, or 2 weeks, something like that. And then I'm like, have you did anything towards this app? And she goes, I just don't know what I want. And I don't want to copy nobody.
Hmm.
Right. And I said, well, look at this app, this app, this. I said, all of these apps are exactly the same. You know the
Yeah.
difference of them? They have their own characters. They have their own, look at what was it? what is it that you connect the three shapes or something like that? I forget the name of it. But I was like, there's games like this. All of them. Create your own character, and we
Mhm.
can go ahead and start an app. So I started looking into how to make an app.
Mhm.
You literally can go online and buy an app for like $50, $100.
Okay.
One that's already made, and then you just put your character on it, right?
Yeah.
But it was like just the mindset of her coming to me and saying, I want to make an app at
Yeah.
that age, you right? It's
Yeah.
like I know that tells me where you're going,
Yes.
right? Now
Yep.
she loves dance. So dance is her thing, and she wants to go, and this is my older one. She wants to go to UCLA, right? To be in dance out there. And I guess they have like the best schools for dance or whatever it may be.
Mhm.
So I told her from now, you see what you have to qualify to get into UCLA. So
Mhm.
instead of you doing all of these other things, hanging out with your friends, doing whatever you gotta do, focus on your checklist of what you need to accomplish today in order to get to UCLA.
Mhm.
And you need your schooling, you need certain things for school, you need to have some certain type of electives, you need certain things like that. So knock those out now so that
Mhm.
by the time it comes time for you to go to UCLA, you get approved because you accomplished all of these great things that you needed ahead of time.
Mhm.
And it's just planning strategically and doing what you got to do. And man, like that's what I told you, women for me is like it's very important for my children to do great. My youngest one, that's another one just like me.
Mhm.
She is hustler, right?
Mhm.
And like I'm so proud of them. Like when it
Mhm.
comes, I'm so proud of them because they're gonna be women that don't need nobody else. They're gonna be able to do
Yes.
them, and that's
Yes.
what women. I encourage all women, right, to do that. Like be your own self. Don't count
Mhm.
on nobody. Be your own boss.
Yeah.
People. I used to hear it before the time. Oh, you know certain women they can't go ahead and they complain that they can't get far in the business, or they say it's not who you know, it's who you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Mhm.
And I tell them, I'm like, yo, that's so dumb, right? Because you
Mhm.
want to know something, there's some strong powerful women out there, and if you really did your research, like there's filthy rich women that are
Yeah.
they've been doing great things for years. All right.
Mhm.
And then we go even back than that, right? There's even more powerful women in other countries that are doing way better than any man there is out here right now. Obviously, I'm a man. I love me as well. I do great, right? But for me, it's not about me. I raise women, right? I'm raising these girls. So for me, it's more about making them super powerful. That's why I love when I interview a woman that is doing great things for herself. Is like,
Mhm.
you girls are going to watch this because you're going to listen to what this girl had to say and what she's been through and what she's doing, so that
Mhm.
you understand, this is powerful words coming out of her mouth. And
Yeah.
did you ever hear her once say she can't?
No, and in fact, I don't accept that answer.
Yeah,
There is no
because
such
like
thing
this,
as you
exactly.
can't. There is you haven't done it yet, but you can.
You could all day long, right? All day
Yeah.
long. And it all depends on the person, like who you are as a person to want to do these things, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so look, you're doing great, right?
Thanks.
How long you been doing this now? Like how many years?
6, more than 6. Yeah. Oh, I'm
Okay.
going on 7.
All right. So 7 years, 6, 7 years. How do you measure your success when it comes to this business? Because like there's some people say I need to get to here and I'm successful. Some people say I'm successful already, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And like honestly, me personally, I do a lot of things, and success to me is just a word, right?
Mm. Mhm.
But it's like I haven't got to where I want to be yet.
Yeah.
And that's where like it comes to that question, like, what's success in your eyes?
That's another good question. I don't you want the truth? I'm just gonna tell you the
Yeah.
truth. If I make the rent and all the bills, all the expenses, and my staff gets paid on time, for me, just being honest, I had a successful month because it's hard out there. It's
Yeah.
been really hard. Um, I do the metrics and everything like that. And if the classes are, are filling up and everybody's leaving happy and I get positive reviews, I love getting positive Google reviews. It makes my heart so happy. Um, I
What do you
think,
use for that?
what am I using? A QR
Yeah.
code?
Oh, QR
Yeah,
code. Okay.
yeah, inside the studio. And I will tell you, Instagram has been my like catapult that like boosted my business big time. Social media is extremely important,
Oh yeah.
and the connection, you have to have connection with your students,
And
for them to feel loyal to you
yeah, 100%.
and your brand.
I cut you off. Go ahead. What was you
That's okay.
saying?
No, yeah. I mean, like I'm not looking to drive out of my mansion in a Ferrari. To me, that's not successful. For me, I always say if it pays for itself, to me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And because I think I have that mindset, and because I don't come from a place of greed about it, I think that is why my business continues to grow. So it's working for me. So I'm just going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And I have an invisible wall that will cannot be penetrated by toxicity at all. I'm like you. If you're coming with drama, and
Get
you
out
know
of here.
how women are, it's not reaching me. It can't
Yeah.
get to me. So as long as that continues to happen, to me, I'm successful.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but like, you know, I tell people all the time, like, people look at me when my employees have a problem, like their own problems, they come to me and they talk to me about it, right? And they tell me about what's going on. And I tell them, look, because as an owner, you have to understand that now you become a counselor, a
Yeah.
friend, everything to these
Yeah.
people, right?
The judge, the
Yeah,
jury,
yeah.
the police, the social worker,
I've
the
had
therapist.
people come to me with their spouse and sit down with me and say, "This is what I'm dealing with," right? I'm like, "All right, well, I'm here."
Yeah,
But you want to know something is
no.
that I think that's why my people love me so much too, is because some people are just not willing to listen, right? But like you said, I have that wall, right? So it's like I'm listening, but I'm not absorbing, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Absorbing it, it's like now you're allowing that problem to become your problem. And
Yes,
those are
yes.
the things that I don't do because,
I don't do that
it's
either.
even my wife. I tell her all the time, yeah, I had these conversations. She goes, man, I don't even know how you come home feeling great all the time because it's you have that block, right? You have to find a way to block those people, not their energy, really, more than anything, right? And I was saying,
Yeah,
like, the law of attraction with you going ahead and absorbing like that energy, and or you know when I come home and I say I had a great day, right? Like when I come home and I say that, I believe it. Even if I had that type of talk or whatever it is, I still believe I had a great day because within me, within inside of me, I feel great, right?
yeah,
I did a lot of great things today. And one thing about me, time is everything, right? I don't waste time. I value my time. And if I can eliminate, let's say you drive 2 hours, right? That 2 hour drive, whether it's going and coming or whatever it is, that's a lot of time. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm doing in that 2 hour drive? I'm probably doing a recording or something. I'm
thinking,
working. Yeah.
creating. Yep,
That's what you know what I'm saying. Like it's
yep.
always it's you don't lose that just because you're driving 2 hours. Not like I'm not gonna do nothing. Music, I don't listen to music. I'm in my car in silence, complete silence in my car, and I just use that because this is time for you, right? This is the time you have to be able to create, be able to think about new ways of generating income for your businesses
Mhm.
or something, right? And
Yep,
I
yep.
find that I find it so valuable, right?
It is, it is.
Especially for you to want to, because a lot of times people don't care for that. Like they don't care for the extra time. They want to put music of some crazy song of something in there, and they just like, let me block out everything. This is
Yeah,
my time to
yeah,
relieve my mind. And
yeah.
if you got time to relieve your mind, that's not a good thing. My mind is not allowed to be relieved. I got to keep it going. And
Yeah.
that's also like, I remember my grandfather, right? My grandfather always told me is like, you got to keep working, right? And like, I didn't understand that until I got older, because he's telling me like, the moment you stop working, your mind slows down
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't work as fast. It doesn't work as hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember at 80 something years old, my grandfather stopped working to take care of my grandmother. And he put all his focus into helping my grandmother the whole time. And he was a construction guy. He was a builder. He always was on the move, carrying, building, doing this, doing that, always a provider, right? And the moment that he, stopped because he had to take care of his whole mind, it started slowing down. And you see him, he started getting sick. He started getting Alzheimer's later on. And it's like it became, you see the downhill after the stop, right? And
Right.
that's why, like for me, I keep this thing rocking. Like
Yeah.
I can't stop. And I tell people all the time, when are you gonna retire? When do you ever want to retire? I'm like, nope. You ain't
No.
gonna catch me retiring. Hell no. I
Yeah.
retire, I die. I
Yeah.
ain't I ain't ready to die. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it going. Like you gonna have to pull me out of this office, or you're gonna have to pull me off the computer. By the time that we get a little bit older, we're gonna be with these glasses on. We're gonna be having the, what do you call them? Those
The VRs.
AR, exactly. We're gonna have these things on our heads walking around. You see the iPhone one already. People
Mm-hmm.
driving cars with this thing on their head.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
We've
gonna,
seen a lot. We've seen
yeah,
a lot in our lifetime, and we're
right?
going to see a lot more. So
Cell
now,
phones, all that good stuff.
yeah, I have to tell you a story though about this. So I have a student. I'm not going to say her real name just because
Okay,
we'll call her Erin. Okay. She is 78 years old,
awesome.
and she does the hoop that you were talking about. It's
Yeah.
called the Lyra. She's an aerialist, and she started in her 70s. And she will not stop. She will not stop. And when I say, Erin, you can't come in today. You got hurt, because we get hurt a
Yeah, of
lot
course.
doing
Yeah.
what we're doing. We fall and all these kinds of things. She's like, I can't stop coming. I won't stop coming to classes. And I just look at her in amazement because I can't for the life of me, like me at my age in my late 40s, my body hurts. She's 78 and she's doing this stuff and she's amazing. And but it goes back to what you said. And I think she always says, I can't remember the routine. I can't remember the routine. My body's fine, but I can't remember the routine. And she just keeps coming to class because it keeps her mentally stimulated. And it
Yeah.
just reminded me of what your grandfather told you,
Yeah.
like don't stop working.
Don't
And
stop.
she won't, and she still works. She hasn't retired. She's a social worker. But yeah, she keeps her mind busy, and that's one of the benefits of doing aerial arts for her is it keeps her young. And I
And
think
you
that's
wanna know
it.
something like that? You're helping that lady, right? You're helping
Yeah.
her because, without that class, maybe there's no other schools like that around there. Maybe nothing else brought her that stimulation that she really wanted, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because honestly, like it's funny, my wife tells me, "Oh, you gotta do something that makes you happy, right? Like do something, and I love to work, right? Like
Yeah.
that's
Same.
what makes
Love
me
to work.
happy. Yeah, that's what makes
Yes.
me happy. And I've tried, doing different things and like just to kind of like free my mind, like to
Like
I,
golf.
I don't golf, right? I'm from the Bronx, like, the only
Yeah.
I'm not a golf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might
Right.
play some baseball or something, but golf, I ain't never did it. So I know I hit the ball, right? That's about it. But
Yeah.
recently I started like trying to learn how to fly planes, right? Trying to get my
Stop.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, trying to get my license.
Oh
And
my God, that's amazing.
it's awesome.
Well, I'm not getting in a plane with you, but
That's
I
it.
will cheer you on from the runway.
Yeah, like, oh, you doing great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's awesome. I actually flew over Atlantic City from
What?
yeah, I went over there, flew down that way, and then I had to fly back. But it was great, right? Like
Are
it,
you
it
really?
was
That's
something that
impressive,
really
Captain.
it made me happy. Like it made me happy. Like that was something that one of the things I can say that really was like, man, that was a great
I
feeling.
flew
And
a plane.
I feel like it was like the reason I felt that way is because it's like I'm a control freak anyway, right? So now I'm controlling a plane. No, but
Oh
it was
man.
definitely awesome. Like I
Are you gonna
honestly,
get your pilot license?
that's what I'm doing. I'm going now trying to get my pilot license. So I go take my classes and once I
Wow.
have 40 hours, then I can qualify to get my license. And then I have to take a whole bunch of tests or whatnot. So but still it's like, flying. I never thought I was gonna fly either, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you really get a chance, and this is just my go attitude, right? My wife bought this for me she bought me a class for my birthday, and I just went up there and I flew. And when I got up there, I was like, book me.
Wow. You fell in love with it, huh?
I'm like, well, it's what it is like. I don't do things for me. I do everything for others, and I really have to keep my focus on the grind, not really getting that side happiness to do this or do that. It's
Yeah.
more about I'm on the grind. I ain't got time to stop right now.
Yeah.
And for her to get me for that my birthday, like that was all right, cool. I have to do it now, right? She done bought it,
Yeah.
so when I
Yeah.
did it, I was like, all right, well, man, this is awesome, right?
Wow.
Like it was
That's
awesome,
so
and then
cool.
yeah, it was cool. You should try it. Definitely try it.
I'm good, but I have, even though I'm an aerialist, I have a fear of heights. So yeah.
I do too. So let me tell you like this. See, when I was younger, had no fear of nothing. You
No.
put me in a high rise right now, all windows, my
Yeah.
feet are killing me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know.
I can get this
So I have
weird.
this irrational fear that I'm gonna jump, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
like you're
jump,
gonna
but I
tip
feel,
over it.
yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like I'm gonna just be
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
over.
But when you're in a plane though, it's like,
No,
yo, so
that's too
different.
much. That's too much for me, Steve.
Yeah, you should
That's too
try it.
much.
They do it
But
down in Atlantic City. You should
it's
definitely try it.
cool for you. I'm happy for you because you have something that you're doing that's fun for yourself.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you do have to you do, as much as you don't want to, you do need a life work balance.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know. But even if it's just that those few hours or whatever,
Yeah,
and
that's
actually
good for me. Like that right there is good for me.
I
Like,
probably already know your brain. You're probably like, how can I make this a business? I'm
I already did.
gonna fly
I did.
signs from behind my plane.
Listen, you know what I did was I started looking into buying a plane, right? Because if I buy the plane, it becomes cheaper for me to learn, number one. But also in the downtime when I'm not flying that plane, the instructor that was flying me, I already talked to him and say, look, if I buy a plane, all of the people you're instructing and teaching, just fly them in my plane. Because
Yeah.
one of the things is I think I paid $250, right? But that's for an hour. $250 for an hour.
Hmm.
$50 goes to the instructor.
Hmm.
That means 200 goes to the plane owner. I can make some money there, right? So I'm like, all right, well, $200 goes to the guy that owns the plane, and $50 go to him. I'm gonna work something out here. I'll buy the plane. They have it for like 50, 60,000. And I don't got to get some brand new joint, just something to learn it, right? And
Hmm.
what they're teaching me in anyway. And you're right. I thought about it, making it into a
I'm
business.
sure you did.
Yeah,
And I'm sure you will.
I
I'm sure.
am. I
That's
am.
cool. There you
Yeah,
go.
I am. I already got some people that want to invest with me into buying a few planes just so that we can go ahead and make it an actual thing, like a charter company or even
Yeah.
do it like just for teaching.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
think it's a good
I'm
idea.
on the move. I'm always on
I know. That's
the
good though. I'm matching your energy in my way,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm doing what I can, like I mentioned earlier, starting to learn how to make, merchandise and
yeah.
photography and design, graphic design and things like that, just and I don't, like the construction industry because I had to start my own
Listen,
construction
we're
company
not
to
even, I
build
ain't
my
even bring
studio.
that up. I didn't even bring, and that right there, I tell people about this, right? I tell people about this all the time. Like, you wouldn't believe the shit that she did, right? Like to me, that was like, you know what? Her mind is different, right?
Yeah,
She's
it's
like,
built on
I'm
the
not gonna play games no more. I'm just gonna create my own.
yeah, and
And
that's how I got it done.
look
Um,
at that. Now you can do one, you're a contractor. You
I,
ain't never know you were gonna be a contractor,
I
right?
had no idea that was gonna happen. happen.
So now you're a contractor and you're able to do jobs, right?
Yeah.
And up to you to utilize it for your purposes, like for your businesses, things like that, or outsource it, rent out your license so other people can go ahead and use that and benefit from it, and you make some side money on it,
Yeah,
right? So,
exactly.
but even you doing that, think about that, like we couldn't get somebody to go ahead and get these jobs done because their licenses, they were all messed up themselves. And
Mhm.
then you were like, if they deny me now,
Yeah.
now I know it's a
I'm
problem.
having flashbacks right now.
Right?
Like, that was a really hard time of my life,
You telling
honestly.
me. But it's
Yeah.
like but think about that. Like that's what you call like true entrepreneurship, and you ain't stopping me. I'm doing whatever I
Mhm.
want. And
Yeah, because a
I
lot of
commend you
people
on
were
that.
like, look elsewhere. This isn't the place. This unit right here, the one that is in Atlantic
Yeah,
City,
yeah,
not, it's not gonna work. You should start looking somewhere else. And I was like, it's gonna work. It's just
yeah,
gonna take me a little bit more time, and there's a way. I just have to figure out what that way is, because I'm not gonna accept no for an answer.
yeah,
I can work around it. I'm gonna cry.
yeah.
Okay, it's okay. I'm going to cry. I'm going to drive everybody in my household crazy. I'm going to be frustrated and all that stuff, but I'm going to figure it out. And when I figure it out, it's going to be so great.
Yeah.
And it has been great. I want to tell you, like, I never knew that, like, specifically that Atlantic City location would be so good, because the people, the girls and guys that I've met in that area are wonderful. They're so nice.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to do great there.
Oh, thanks.
I knew it. And it's because of the area. Because, like I said, you have visitors coming from everywhere, everywhere, right? And yeah, you might have some locals, right? But for me, it's like those people coming from different locations and stuff like that for those private parties, or, just to have fun for the night or do something with their friends or whatever. Like, that's a thing. Like Atlantic City is that, right? I know people in New York when I lived in New York, people come every weekend to Atlantic City, even if it was for one night.
Mhm.
Groups, one
Yeah,
night, and
yeah.
it's like it's a people come. Like that's one thing about Atlantic City. People say that it's not the same the way it used to be, how crowded it used to be and stuff like that. Maybe so, maybe
Mhm,
so, but
mhm.
it didn't die down because there's still
No,
people happen. Still people love to go to Atlantic City, and to me, that's not going to change, and it's only going to get better because
I was there today
they're
and it was
building.
popping. It was
Yeah,
crowded,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I love it. I love to see it like that. I
and you're
really
right
feel
behind the
like you
casino,
need to
though,
tell people watching this podcast what our relationship is to one another.
huh?
Like, you really should tell people watching this podcast, how we know each other, because we've been through some stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So
It,
I actually own a property in Atlantic City that Autumn rents from me. And we when she came originally to get the location, it was a hassle for her because we're dealing with an HOA company, and they made it a little bit more hard than it needed to be. But like I said, they didn't want to let certain contractors in because of license or this or that. They always had an excuse for us. And Autumn was like, man, I'm doing it. She said, give me 30 days. And she opened up she started her own contractor company, got her license, and she even schooled the other people. Like, I know why these guys weren't doing what they were supposed to, because they literally had to mention what they were getting specific licensing for and things like that on their license, on their insurance, and all these different things. And she learned this just because there was a need.
yeah.
And like, she's awesome. She,
Yeah. And I will
honestly, you've
call
been
you. I'm like, Steve,
right,
they won't let me do this. What am I supposed to do? And you're
right.
like, I got you. I
I
got
got
you. We'll
you.
figure it out. We worked on it together and we got it done. You are a great support. Um, but like, also the other thing that I faced is a lot of like sexism, okay, because
Oh
of
yeah.
what I do. Because like, even things down to the signage couldn't show a woman's leg.
I remember.
I was told that I cannot put, a silhouette of a aerial artist on the
I remember, yeah.
glass because it showed a woman's leg.
And we're
Okay.
talking about Atlantic City here.
I'm like, a leg. Okay.
Right?
And little things like that is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
like old school mentality of what a woman is supposed to be. And
But mind you, they got a dispensary on the corner.
now they have the dispensary on the corner. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can't
Right.
make it up.
Right, it's crazy over there. But
Can't
you
make
want to
it
know
up.
something? Though through trials and tribulations, you overcame all of those different
Yeah.
things, and you're only going to keep doing great things. And we're already talking in process of maybe you want to buy the location from me too. So even that, like that,
Mhm,
that's a whole other level of what this is mine.
mhm,
Right. I
mhm,
didn't just go through this for nothing. I'm accomplishing things. And like again, you stand behind your brand 100%. Like you
mhm.
stand behind it,
Yeah.
you love it. And it's really because of the cause, right? The cause of why you started it, because of your son. And it's that driven feeling of I can't stop because of him. And
Yep. Yep.
now it just became something like this is not only my legacy, but it's his legacy.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're gonna keep,
meaningful.
yeah. And remember, he that thought of you becoming a contractor now and you doing all this. I tell people all the time, like I own a lot of businesses, not because I thought I was gonna get into these things. It was a
Mhm,
cause,
mhm,
right? Cause and effect. So it's like, you have your dance studios, but in order for you to accomplish something, you had to become a contractor to overcome something. And who
mhm,
knows, because now you're a contractor, you might fall into a huge job that you just start doing construction now and just bidding job, like get a job. All right, I'll take that job. And then sub it off to the next guy. And then sub it off to the next guy. Now you're making money
mhm,
by mistake, right?
mhm.
And
It is by mistake. I gotta tell you something later, but I mean, yeah, it happens. It happens like that.
yeah, I'm telling you, it's definitely something that like everything happens for a reason, and you just got to follow it. That's the
Mhm,
key. Is follow it because if you think, oh, this is a problem, we got to stop here, or this, make excuses for these things. It's like you got to follow that process. Like trust the process. They say it all the trust the process, right? And this is a true statement because if you trust the process,
mhm.
you only gonna succeed. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
failure is not a thing, it's a lesson, right? So all you
Mhm,
can do is overcome that and then figure out a better way to, do it going forward.
mhm,
And trust me, like there's no stopping you.
mhm. Yeah,
There's
and
no there's no stopping you.
have an open mind.
Yeah.
Don't just like isolate, and you know this, don't just like isolate yourself to like this one little niche.
Uh-huh.
Be open to other opportunities.
Expanding, yeah.
Try it. It's worth the risk sometimes, you know?
Do
Just
you
try
guys
it.
sell leotards at all?
Uh, I don't sell leotards. No.
Like for workout outfits, you don't sell nothing like that. You merch?
Right now, just merchandise,
Yeah.
but something was in the works. I was actually considering opening a pole shop because
Okay.
there isn't one. The need. I'm
Yep.
like, I'm tired of ordering my stuff online. I could just have a place where people come and get the stuff. So
I'll tell
that's
you a
something I've been
great
brainstorming.
well, I don't know where you order it, but I go to China for everything. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Alibaba probably has those posts for nothing, right?
I didn't know if that was like a scam because their prices are so cheap.
No, they're wholesale. So
Okay.
they're selling to businesses. So literally you see all this stuff on Amazon, you see all these people selling stuff. That's all from Alibaba. All of it's from Alibaba. And
Okay.
they're like I just seen some guy the other day, he's buying gloves, these boxing gloves for like $5 on Alibaba, but he sells them for $100 on Amazon, making a killing.
Nice.
All right.
So, like, you never had a bad experience with them?
No, not me.
Okay.
I've ordered tons of stuff from them.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I
Good to know.
actually I ordered when it comes to clothes wise, like you just got to know what you're buying, right? No, make sure you put US sizes, things like that, because
Okay.
size wise it can be clothes wise is a little different. But if you're
Yes.
talking about like the pose, If you're talking about, maybe the different aerial things that you're buying, like from a
Okay.
regular store, that stuff all day long. You buy
Okay.
stages, like stages. You want to buy like a whole stage, you buy them from there
Really?
for dirt cheap. Like I'm
Wow.
telling you, you should check it out. Like it's definitely if you want to sell certain things for your business, I would
Okay.
go straight there. Like
Okay.
that's to me, I've been bought 3D printers from there.
What?
And yeah, 3D
Wow.
printers. I bought a print press shirt, like the press for the shirts, for the
Yes.
hats, for the cups.
Yes.
I got a machine that spent, I think I paid like maybe $300, $400.
Yeah.
And it came with like 15 different setups, like for the hat,
Okay.
the bottles, the pens, if I want to
Okay.
put it on my pen, like
Nice.
all of that stuff for dirt cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a DTF printer kind of thing? Like it makes merch, right? You
Yeah,
make your
yeah. Well, it's
yeah,
like you have a t-shirt, you print
yeah.
the logo on the t-shirt.
Where do you get your prints from though? The print. Do you have you have the printer itself and the press?
So you say me when I print it, I do it off of my printer, right?
Okay.
But you could a lot of people like and I use the paper print, right? So I
Okay.
was using the basic ones like for the shirts. But some people like the vinyl is you can get, I forget what it's called, but it's like these round pieces and you just roll it and it just
Yeah.
sit out that way. There's different
Okay.
printers you can buy,
They're
but
expensive. They're really
not on
expensive.
there. Not on there.
Not on there. Okay,
Not
I'm
on
gonna check
there.
it out.
Check it out. I'm telling you, like
All
you
right.
want more bang. I look for bang. I'm cheap. So I'm trying to find the best bang for my buck. And I tell people all the time, it's like, you're really gonna go to Walmart to buy this, right?
Mm.
When
Mhm.
you literally can find a manufacturer and get it for way cheaper. You're buying it from them for $100, and then I'm getting it for $5, $10 over here.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
I don't mind waiting. I wait.
Yeah.
I'm still, you're gonna use it today, you probably don't use it ever again. I'll use mine in 30 days. And because it's so cheap, I might use it more than one time.
Okay.
Right?
I know what I'm gonna do when we
Yeah.
disconnect this call.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like it's you find you owning a business, it's all about finding how can I keep more of my money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's also like I also do credit card processing, right, for businesses. So I did this because I remember at one point for one of my businesses, my marketing company, I was spending like big money on credit card processing. Like I was losing
Yeah.
probably at least 30 to $40,000 a month just on credit
Oh
card processing.
wow.
Yeah.
What?
So I was like, yeah, we ain't gonna do that no more.
Yeah.
So I became a processor. And then I
Wow.
went ahead and now I make those fees. It's like I'm not gonna lose no money. I'm gonna find a way to keep that money. And
Wow.
that's where I got into my merchant processing. Now I give it to other businesses and I make money with other businesses with their processing. But residual, I look for a residual. Residual is always awesome, but you have to find a way to catch more of your money, right?
Let me
And that's
ask you a question. Do you do ticket links, like event ticket links? Like that type of process? So like if I have, because I don't actually really sell anything out of the studio, but I do sell show tickets.
okay, tickets. Yeah. So in
Yeah.
other words, I actually do. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So like if somebody wants to buy a ticket for an event,
Yes.
do we have a processing thing? I can actually set you up with your own credit card processing so that people can they can scan that link and they can go ahead and pay for the tickets you're talking about. I can set you up with that.
Yeah, because my ticket processing company that I've been using, I don't want to say who it is,
Yeah, yeah.
but ridiculous. I can't even afford them anymore because I'm on one event they were making
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars
It's
off.
because they're taking a cut of your money.
Huge, but
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, yeah. You don't need
Much
them.
more like their prices went way up.
And do you get customers through their platform?
No.
Exactly. You're bringing all the customers and
Yeah.
you don't even need them.
I'm giving it away.
Yeah, you are. So I can set you up with your own that you don't have to pay me. You get all of your money. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's again,
let's
like you
talk
said,
about
it's
that.
like you gotta eliminate those things where you're paying other people, or like you said, getting your merch. Try to get as much merch as possible. There's also a website that you probably want to look at if you don't care to touch the merch and you want them to just buy it online and you don't have to deal with it
Hmm.
at all. There's
Hmm.
a company called Printful. Printful. right? And you literally can make your merch on their website
Mhm.
and connect it to your website, their store to your store.
Mhm.
Now, when people order, let's say a hat, right, or a shirt, it literally goes to them. They get paid, but through your website, they get paid. You get a portion of what it is. So they're charging, let's say $20 for a t-shirt.
Mhm.
You actually charge whatever you're going to charge. That difference of what you're charging is what you get.
So
So
they make it?
they do everything, ship it, make it, everything.
Oh, do you get basically I gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
You
So
don't
you
do
get a
nothing. You
cut
just
of
put it on your
whatever they
website and
yeah.
you make the difference.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Which
Okay. That's
if you don't
interesting.
want to focus on, buying all the merch and doing all the printing and doing all of this, you
Mhm.
eliminate that hassle by getting these people, let them make their money. But in your
Mhm.
eyes, you're just looking at it as, all right, well, I'll make mine as that goes. And if it really becomes a thing and it gets bigger,
Yeah.
bigger and bigger, now I'll turn around and buy it myself. Right.
Gotcha.
But in
Okay. Yeah.
the
It's
beginning,
called
it's called
Printful.
Printful. Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
Printful. It's
Cool.
really good. I teach you some things, man. Like I got, I know I've started so many different businesses and I've done so many different things. It really comes down to the fact of, find your way.
Mhm.
Don't just do something, do it right. Right.
Gotcha.
And trust me, you're doing great things. But everybody has, I know even me, like there's things that I learn every day and I'm like, man, I should have been doing this, right?
Mhm. How come you're not doing consulting too? Because I think
So
you
I
could
do. I actually own
yeah.
a consulting firm.
There
So
you go.
yeah, I own a
Okay.
consulting firm. So that's so my consulting firm is called Express Trade Group. And when I first started into consulting, I also do consulting I sell airplanes. I do oil sales, diamonds, gold, all of that stuff through my consulting firm. And deal with currencies, different things. Then I also got like, my finance company, my merchant company,
Mhm.
have an insurance company too. We sell health insurance, life insurance, all call center stuff. But
Mhm.
jack of all trades.
How many businesses do you own? Do you know?
So that are working, that are making me money. 8 that are making me
Wow.
money. That are
That's
making me
awesome, Steve. That's so awesome.
money.
Plus, you have properties and all these
Yeah.
other things growing, and you're
These,
just
these
getting started.
for real. Like I still got a lot left in me. Like
Yeah.
I ain't stopping. And it's really, again, I told you I value my time, right? So what I do is with my businesses, I start, I build, I structure, I put somebody in place, let them do it. And
Mm,
then I just keep an eye and make sure that they're running it the right way. And then I start
gotcha.
something else and do it all over again. So I learned
That's hard for me to delegate,
so in the beginning.
but I know I have
Yeah.
to.
So in the beginning, I remember my first company. Well, not my first, but one of my major companies. So when I first started that one, it was like the hardest thing for me to let anybody do anything because my trust issues is like
Yeah.
out this window,
No.
right? And but it took me a little time, and I little by little I said, all right, well, I'm gonna put you responsible for this.
Mhm.
And then my boy, he ended up doing great with it, and it's like, all right, let me give you a little more. And they started doing a little better. Then I was like, all right, well, I don't want to overload you. So let me find someone else to do this tiny part.
Mhm.
And then little by little, it became a thing that I said, all right, well, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna slide you in place. And I think you can do all the things that I put people to do. Now you can oversee those things.
Mm.
And he does great. My boy does great. That company we do about 7 million a year and
Wow.
killing that. But it's
That's
but
good.
it again,
Awesome.
it's the
And
beginning stages of where I need to go. Like it's for me, that's I started that. Now it's like keep building, and I have goals with every one of my businesses. I
Mhm.
don't just start a business and say, "Phew, all right, let's just win, right? I have to win big and I have to create new things. So it's like I don't just, I want to start new things within those industries, whether it's my marketing company, whether it's my look at my loan company, right? My finance company. So I took this company from, I started the merchant processing. Then I wanted to own my own bank. So I was like, I want to own my own bank. So I wanted to beat time. So in order for me to beat time, I have to do things a little more strategic. So it would have took me 2 years to get a bank with a banking license and all of this stuff. So I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for that. 2 years is a long time. We don't know what happened in 2 years. So I started doing something called white labeling. So I started white labeling all of these different products that banks would have. So now instead of me being a bank with all of their regulations and all of their things, I white label off of other banks and use their products with my brand on it. So now I literally do everything a bank can do. The only thing I can't do yet, which I'm working on now, is people depositing money with me, right? So that's my next step. But I can do all the loan stuff. I can do, pretty much anything on the back end. I'm even in the cryptocurrency side where it's actually blockchain technology where I'm gonna be helping people on that side of it too, because that's the world we're moving into.
Mhm.
But I white labeled, right? And I skipped the hoop of 2 years wait and having X amount of money in account to going ahead and say, you know what, I'm doing me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then my goal is that I don't just want to be a bank or I don't want to just be a US guy, right? I want to be global. Like I want people
Wow.
all over the world to know who I am. And my consulting company is a global company. We help people all over the world when it comes to oil, diamonds, gold, all this stuff. And but my finance company need to be that. So I'd always looked at it like this, HSBC is the largest bank in the world, right? They're a
Mhm.
global company, they're all over the world. So I was like, you know what? I need to be HSBC, but better in the digital
Wow.
side of things, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm already in a few different countries. I'm in the US, Canada, Puerto Rico, UK, Australia, South Africa right now, right? And this is me like just going ahead and accomplishing country by country I'm gonna get into. And then once I'm in that global, like I now I'm full blown in every country like HSBC, my goal is to say, you know what? Let me hit up HSBC and tell them about what I'm doing right now. And then let's see what they want to do. You either going to partner with me or you're going to buy me because I'm going to become competition in a minute. Right. And that's my goal. Like, it's like, I don't think small. I'm thinking
Yeah, you sure
skyrocket out
do.
here, and
Yes.
and nobody's going to tell me no. Right. Because it's, I ain't got time for it. There's a way you can accomplish anything you want. And it's literally by just looking. Like my boy told me, I remember I told him, I said, hey, find out how you can do this. I want to get my banking license at first, right? And he was like, all right, let me check it out. He went on the banking and insurance website, found out. He was like, yeah, for a federal bank you need $6 million in the bank, and then another was like you need $4 million in the bank. And I'm like, nah, they gotta be a way. Don't tell me that. Like, you gotta be a way. And send him on his way again, go check again, couldn't find none. Then I was like, all right, well, give me the website. I'm gonna look. And literally I found like 5, 10 minutes. I found this thing. And I'm like, so I found it. I can get a community bank. And the community bank, I need $0 in a bank account. But I need to have at least 30 people say that they're going to deposit up to $150,000 in deposits into my bank.
Mhm.
150, I'll give it to them. Go ahead and deposit it, right? At the end of the day. So it's like, if that part wasn't my problem, my time is, right? So I could have accomplished that way. But I was like, I still got to wait 2 years though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got time for that. Like, I want it now. Like everything I want it right now. And that's what got me into the white labeling, like straight white labeling everything. Now I sell white labeled businesses of my financial company where people can actually buy my company and all of the global access that I have becomes theirs, and
Mhm.
they're able to use their own brand. But when they're submitting their deals, it all comes through my company, ETG Financial. So that now, I get recognition because obviously they're my partners, right? But at the same time, you're able to let people know that you own a global company as well, that you're offering all of these different products, which even that is a great business that, I'm saying I started, and I do pretty good on that one too. That's mine through. So BXB is, it's based off of entrepreneurship and building entrepreneurs. I started this by selling entrepreneur books. So I sell books, right? And those books are teaching people how to become entrepreneurs, how to, do certain different businesses or even start a business in general. I have one book that it's literally, start a business 101. And it
Mm-hmm.
tells somebody how to create a LLC, how to create a business plan, to the T for success. And, just buying these books, people can start a business and be successful. And
Mm-hmm.
it literally took me, just the effort to say, you know what? I want to teach somebody how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, how many people I hear like they say I own a business. And when I ask them, well, do you have an LLC? Do you have this? Do you have that? No, but I own a business. I
Mm-hmm.
do this. All
Mm-hmm.
right, cool. Well, now let's make it legit, right? And these are how you're gonna make it legit. Like, let's create your LLC. Let's get you a business bank account. Let's go ahead and do this. And now what we do is let's see if we can get you a grant so you can actually expand that idea you have into a real business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just helping people that way. And that's like my books do that all day long for people. And through that I started other stuff. Like I said, everything's like you're doing things as it goes. And like I told you, I just created my own coin, right? Me creating that coin is another. I created that coin. This one is for another company of mine. It's called VIP credit vouchers. Basically what this is, people are going to be able to buy these vouchers and use it for luxury products and services. So let's say somebody wants to they want to do your event, right? They want to
Mm-hmm.
go to an event. Now what they can do is they literally can buy a voucher from my website. That voucher is what's going to allow them to go to your event, right? And now
Mm-hmm.
you get paid from me. I give you the cash or the money that they're paying me. But the difference is I take a cut of that, which would be like 10% or something small. But it's a way for my company to make, money,
Mm-hmm.
you guys able to get what you want at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, without the risk. So, but
I'm
it's
telling you, I'm gonna see a Netflix documentary about you one day.
yeah, you are
Yep.
the greatness.
Yep. I watch these documentaries of like these businessmen and stuff and like how they started and what they created, and it's like you're amazing. What you're doing is amazing. It's making my head spin. But you have it. You got it. Like what? Let me ask you, like
Now you're interviewing me.
what what created that within you? Did something happen? Like my story, like what created it with you?
I tell you, I don't come for money, right? So, I didn't have all the things I wanted as a kid. My mom was a single mom raising five of us, right? And she did great. She did great. And it's just, for me, I just don't know I don't want to fail. I don't, maybe that's what it is. Like, it's just like, I don't want to give up. I want to lead by example. I don't know. Like, it's within me is like that. I can't like that. I just don't have it in me to quit. Right.
Mm,
And money doesn't move me. I remember one time, like I invest in crypto a lot, right? And one time I made a ton of money, right? At night, I remember I seen it, and I was oh snap! And I remember I did a little dance, and I'm like, this is the first time I ever actually did something like that over money, right? And I sat back down real fast, like why did I just do that? Like was it a reaction or was it something I really felt, right? And I don't get excited over those things. For me, it's the excitement comes from just doing
mm,
and proving people wrong is a big thing too. Is like you tell me I can't or I see you could, and you tell me we bleed the same blood.
mm.
So don't tell me I can do anything you can do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Like it's my drive. My drive comes from a place of just 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 wanting, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like just wanting to always do me.
I,
And
I'm getting the feeling like it thrills you to be
it does. It like
successful.
it's that's what I'm saying. It's like it's different. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a hunger within inside of me that is just ah.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, like, and when I do things and when I explain people of something I'm doing, a project or this or that, or just like telling them about like I was just telling you my voucher company or my coin and stuff like this, I get enthusiastic about it. Like it's like you can't tell, but oh,
Yeah.
this
You
is
do light
shit,
up.
right? Right? Like
Yeah.
this is awesome, right? Like this is you ain't never gonna see something like this again. And
Mhm.
it's really because I don't trust me, my story, it's I got a long one, right? And I don't come from money. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life. I've, I don't learn as fast as everybody else, let's just say, right? And it for me, it's more about don't quit, right? Just keep on ticking.
Mhm.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure
Mhm.
it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, like I learned a lot when I was in the military. Like that,
That's right.
like
I forgot you was in the
instilled
military.
like stuff inside my brain.
Mhm.
Um, and there was another situation that I went through where I was I'm gonna just say I was trying out for a sorority. This was a long time ago when more things were allowed to take place.
Yeah, yeah.
But um like it's a process of like you start it and then you go through all these obstacles and you finish.
Yeah.
But like those type of things where like you said, where like you don't want to quit, you can't quit. You started it, you have to finish what you
Yeah.
started. Like that, I get that. Like I do get that. And that's something that my mom always taught me is like whenever I wanted to quit anything, she's like, you can't quit. You
Yeah.
have to finish it. You have to
Gotta
finish
do
it. You have to finish it. I don't know where the finishing line for me is. I don't know where the finishing line for you is.
Like
But
real
I
for real,
think
I don't have one.
we should revisit this conversation a
Yeah,
year from now
yeah,
and see how much has probably changed since the
yeah.
first podcast.
Oh, well, listen, we're definitely gonna do this again. We're
Yeah,
definitely doing this again because
definitely.
it's you're right because where we're at right now in a year from now, there's probably gonna be a ton of other things that you've accomplished and through trials and tribulations you had to do certain things to get you here, right? So trust me, like we're definitely going to have another conversation on you and your greatness and what you're doing. And trust me, is I know for me, I'm probably going to have a lot of great things in a year, right?
Another 8 more companies by next year.
Who knows,
Make it 10.
right? Yeah, like
You're
and
doing
it'll
great.
come because it's coin like these crypto. I'm big in crypto, so it's like I see the value in what it is and what it's becoming, and people there's a need for it. There's
Mhm.
especially now knowing how to because again, my friend told me that he know how to do it, so it made me want to learn how to do it even more, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yep,
when
yep.
I told my other friend about this, he was like, "You're gonna write a book, aren't you?" And I was like, yes, but not yet, because I
No,
need people to pay
I
me.
wanna see it on Netflix.
You will, but I got books on Amazon too. I got a bunch of books on Amazon that I
Did you
sell.
actually author them?
Yeah,
Oh, shoot.
yeah, mine.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did them. I put them out there on Amazon, tried selling them. I have right now. I have 18 other books that I haven't even put on Amazon yet, and those are my entrepreneur training books and stuff like that, showing people how to do things.
Wow.
So those books you only find them on my website. That they're only sold there for now, and I only do it like that because I have kind of a purpose behind it of what I'm trying to do with the small businesses. I kind of
Mhm.
offer that book as well for, if somebody buys the business, I give them those books so that they can also learn how to market their business. They learn how to use a CRM system, all these different things behind the books too. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I do that, but those books are going up there. I also have another book I'm working on right now. It's actually for loans. So I got my loan company. So what it is, it's like a dictionary for loans. Now it's basically every year is going to be a year. 2024 is this year. The one for all the loans is called Loans 101. And it basically teaches everybody about all types of loans, whether it's mortgages, whether it's, business, fix and flips, even gold and diamond loans, like how you can get
Wow.
loans off of those things, those assets. So, but those are, like I said, the book thing is cool. You honestly, you should tell your story and sell some books on Amazon too. Is the easiest thing in the world, right? And you got a story, so it's like, why not? You know,
Yeah.
it's
When do you sleep?
me.
You don't sleep, do you?
I don't. I'll go to sleep at like sometimes maybe 12 at night, and sometimes even then I'm up even more than that. And I wake up early in the morning every day because
Mhm,
I start
mhm.
my day early and keep it moving. But it honestly, like I said, it's just that time is everything. You got to
Yeah.
figure out that time. Like it's take some for this, some for that, some for this, or even do two or three things at the same time.
Yes, multitask.
Yeah,
Important.
I multitask like crazy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
do that a lot. And it's, but I think a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I might have a thought run through my mind, and I'll just say, I'm gonna hold this for a second. Make sure I get this all down packed, and I'll literally take 30, 40 minutes in getting this, and then I'll slide back. I'll be right back.
Mm.
And then do what I gotta do on this side.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
but
That's
I'm good like that because I own these businesses, so I can really do what the fuck I want, really.
yeah. But
You have to
you're your
know,
own boss. That's great.
like what's gonna make you money and what's long term.
Hmm.
So I've always been taught patience is a virtue. All right. So you have to be patient on what you're wanting to do, but then there's other things that need to make up for that patience. So those are my fast things, right? Like I was talking to somebody today and I was letting them know, like, you know what? Like I have things that I do that I might make small amounts of money here, small amounts of money there, and like little things. I said, but I'm a fast money dude. Like I'm from New York. I come from a different world, different life, and I converted myself into who I am today. And it's like when you're used to that money, you like, yeah, I need that fast money. I need I need that money to come in, right? And like one of my company, my marketing company, we do about maybe 150, 160 a week, right? And we kill them on there. And it's something that it just keeps going. And that's my fast money. And then
Mm.
I have, my loans. I make some lump sum monies over there when we close a nice size loan. We do multi-million dollar loans on that side of it, and we make some good change over there. Then I got
Mm.
my credit card company that I make my monthly residual monies close to 20 grand on that. And then
Mm.
it's like it just keep, but you have to set yourself up, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
the only way you can set yourself up that way is by looking ahead of time and seeing what is going to be that thing that I'm going to have time to have that patience and create, but at the same time have that flow coming in. So my marketing company is my flow. That's my feed. That's the seed, right? That's what is able to give me that large sums of money to do things all day long. And then you have my merchant company that brings in. That's my money to pay my employees
Mhm.
because it's guaranteed every month a certain amount. So it's like, all right, well, this is my residual. That's going to go to that.
Mhm.
Then I have my insurance company is another residual. I get paid every Friday on that residual money from things I did 2 years ago, right? And I
Mhm.
still get that money. And like that right there is like, you know what? All right, I'll just slide that to the left because I don't even look at that no more, right?
Mm.
So it's things. I again, you just are setting yourself up. And one thing about me, I'm cheap, like I said, so I don't spend money on me.
Mhm.
All of the money I get that I make, I reinvest into myself. And being in, when I say myself, is really into new businesses, new ideas, new things.
Mhm.
So, I think one of the biggest problems is people make money early and they spend it,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, Lamborghini. You know how many
Yeah.
times I wanted to buy my Lamborghini? Like I literally wanted to buy my Lamborghini so many times.
Mhm.
And I tell myself, nah, it ain't time yet. It
Mm.
ain't time. It's not that time yet. Like, just chill. You get that later.
Mhm.
People say like, oh, when you get older, you go through that what's that thing called when you start buying shit? Uh,
Like a midlife crisis?
Midlife crisis, right? I think that's bullshit, right? I think that person that bought it then was more responsible than the kid that's buying it, because the kid that's buying it is trying to go crazy now, spending all of that money instead of reinvesting all of that money into something, right?
But it does feel good to know you could get it if you want it, doesn't it?
I can get it. I know I could, but the thing is, this is that, do I want it? Like,
Yeah, I
I
know.
drive a Maserati right now, and it's cool, right? I drive? I don't even drive it. I drive my Q7. That's what I drive, right? And it's more comfortable for me. I rock out, but
Yeah.
it's
Because it's like like you don't have to worry about every little scratch that it gets and this, and that. You get where you're going to go to work and da, 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 da. And
exactly.
just knowing you could get whatever you want does feel good.
It does. It does feel good. It takes I guess it doesn't take my edge off, because I'm on go mode. So it's like, I'm broke.
Look, they out here riding, cars and you're flying planes, okay?
There you go. That's what I told my boy. I said, buy a Lambo, buy a
A
plane.
jet.
I'll
Mhm.
fly over there while you're driving fast, right? I'll
Exactly.
be there faster.
I'll be
Right?
there, but I'll be there waiting for
I'll
you.
be waiting for you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'll take an Uber to the place where we're going
Exactly.
this time.
Yeah,
But no,
so
I'm telling
that's
you,
good.
I love it. Like I said, to me, entrepreneurship is like, there's no other. Like, working for somebody never been my thing. I never been good at following, an order from somebody else. I do me. Like, even if people don't like the way I do what I do, I tell
Mhm,
them all the time,
mhm.
well, go to fuck somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like, I don't need you, you need me. And
exactly.
that's just my mentality, because I know that if you don't want to give me what I want, somebody else will. And that person is going to be fine dealing with me, because they know they're going to get a good relationship out of what we're doing, and it's not a
Mhm,
one-way relationship here. And I'm never one way. I love to help you, help me. All
mhm,
right, and we
mhm.
make it make sense for everybody, money wise or whatever, because I ain't greedy. I love for everybody to eat. It's for me is, I'm just doing one more thing or trying to accomplish something. It's
Mhm,
not about getting rich today on this.
mhm,
It's really about, let's accomplish this and we're gonna make up, right?
mhm, mhm.
Um, so we're getting down to that time, right?
Yeah.
But I do want to tell you, I want to get one thing from you. If you can say, one thing, right, to these entrepreneurs out here that are wanting to accomplish something or wanting to take a step out the door, but they're scared to step out because one reason, or maybe they feel like, I don't have money, or I don't have this, or I don't, they're making excuses in their own minds
Mhm,
regarding anything, right? Which I'll tell you this, a lot of the businesses I've started, $0. All right. It all is it's all it is sweat equity. You put into
mhm,
work, you're gonna get what you want. All
mhm.
right. So what can you go ahead and give your outlook on entrepreneurs? What would you tell them? Like, look, you want to be successful, take these steps, do these things, or just go. Right.
Mhm.
Just say fuck it and jump out the window.
I
Right.
would just say, um, make like I mentioned earlier, make sure pick something you like
Yeah.
that you're kind of like already doing that you really enjoy because like you said, you go to work and you don't feel like you're going to work. And that statement is cliche, but it's really true. I genuinely love being in the studio. If I wasn't owning a studio, I'd be in somebody else's studio. So
Yeah.
I might as well run it and do it the way I want to do it because it's fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
Um, and I also didn't have any money. I took my little income tax check that I got one year from filing my income tax. And I was like, I'm just gonna make this into this.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And
And
you risked it. You risked
I surrounded myself with like-minded people, who have the same kind of vision as you. Work with people who believe in you. And even when somebody doesn't believe in you, prove them wrong.
Yeah.
That's really it. It's really simple. It's really simple. Oh, one more thing. Don't take no for an answer. Because a lot of people are going to tell you no. A lot. Or you're going to tell you you can't do it. Just figure it out. You
Yep.
got it. You can do it if you want it. If you
If you
want
want
it,
it,
you'll get it. If you really don't want it, it's not going to happen.
you're gonna make an excuse for yourself, really,
Yeah.
right?
Just use what you got to get what you want.
Yeah. right?
Remember that
And
song?
you want to know something? There's like you can literally like you got a home, you got a foundation, you can start a business from home all day long. Service. People say, I want to do a restaurant.
Yeah,
Well, there's so many things right now you can do a restaurant. Like you literally don't need an in-house restaurant.
you do not. It's easier than ever to start a business
Exactly.
from
Like
your house. Start with catering.
you got DoorDash. DoorDash allows you to do a virtual menu.
Yeah, there's so many resources
It's
to
just
start a business.
excuses that people have. That's really
It
what.
really is, but honestly, if they're making excuses, they really don't want it. So maybe they shouldn't even.
I know, right?
Like it's true. Like if you have excuses, it's probably for you. You do have to have a certain mentality for it.
A
And not
hunger,
everybody does. That's okay. But don't
a
say
hunger.
and not work for it
That
either.
and don't be lazy because you really want to go to sleep. Like sleep later. Like I'm done.
I know. What time is it now? I mean, yeah.
10, 13. But it's
We've been
still it's like
talking for what, an hour and a half?
but it's like get something done. Like exactly. But you want to know something? Like us having these conversations and like just letting people understand like there's other people like them out there,
Mhm.
right? And that's what it is. Like sometimes you have people that they want to do something, but they feel like, oh, I need money. Oh, I need this. Oh, let me wait till this and I'll
I
do
don't
that.
really associate with those kind of people, to be honest, because I don't have patience for it. God bless them.
Yeah.
But this is why I don't really have a lot of friends too, you know? Um,
That's
and
true.
I have a feeling of entrepreneur, a person like you doesn't probably have a lot of friends either, because honestly, like you have to put time and effort into a friendship or a
Yeah.
relationship. And like you have a family, they
Yep.
probably get the
Yep.
bulk of your time.
I'm gonna
But
tell you
when
like
I
this.
do
I
have
have
friends,
I
if they
have
don't have like a positive mindset, I'm not spending my time around them.
it's funny because I tell my friends, and I remember one time I was telling my cousin, I told him, listen, he was older at the time, and now we're able to hang out a little bit more. And I told him, I said, listen, everybody knows this about me. If you don't hear from me for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, don't think I don't like you.
Hmm.
But don't think I have a problem with you.
Yeah,
I'm just busy
busy,
building myself. All right. And
right?
and I told him that ahead of time. Right.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, look, and he is funny because this is my cousin. He knows this about me. So
Hmm.
he makes sure he calls me every day.
Mm.
You, what's going on? Hey, good
Yeah,
morning.
because if he doesn't, he won't hear from you.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Every time. And I love
With
it. I
with
tell him
your
all the time,
friends
like,
or with
man,
your cousin or whatever, like it's like take it or leave it. This is who I am.
yeah,
I'm working. I like to work. This is what's
work.
taking care of me. This is what's putting the house, the roof, keeping the roof over my head and all these
Yep,
things. Like you're either gonna ride with me and take this ride, as my friend and like accept that I can't call you every day, or guess what? We're just not gonna be friends. And
yeah,
it's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Not everybody's supposed to be there.
It's okay. And I'm just busy working, trying to create. I love creating, whatever that looks like. I like just being creative.
Yeah,
And the people that I do surround myself with have like mindset as me, like you.
yeah, yeah,
And a couple of, the students and instructors become my friend circle.
yeah, yeah. And that's usually what it is. Like when you working with people every day, those people become your friends, your internal friends, where you're
Yeah.
gonna probably maybe go hang out, grab a quick drink after work with, just to kind of talk about the day or
Talk
whatever.
about work.
Yeah, about work, right?
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, but it's really nobody else because I know me personally. You're right. I come home, I go to work, if you call it that. I go there,
Mhm,
come home, hang out with my family, jump on my computer,
mhm,
and I work some more.
mhm,
And I find things like I love to research.
mhm,
So things that I've been thinking about, how can I do this?
mhm,
How can I do that? And like there's so much I've learned
mhm.
by just teaching myself or looking, right? And the coin to me is a big accomplishment for myself, right? Because for years I've been wanting to do this, and I've went ahead and tried to pay people to do this, and it's always something messes up, and it don't happen. And for me to go out and like literally accomplish that, I was like, man,
I
let's
know.
go.
I know.
I
It's
called my
kind of
boy. I
one of those
said,
things, like, if just make it create it
yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
you know?
Hey, I called my friend. I said, bro,
Mhm.
guess what?
I got a coin.
I said, I did it. He said, did what? I said, I created the coin. I ain't have to wait. I don't like to wait. And
Awesome.
he was like, you know what's so funny? I knew you was gonna do it. He was like, the moment that I said that this dude does it, he said, I knew you were gonna do it just because.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, me good, because that's one of my really good friends too. He stays in tune. He does anytime I have a business, he finds out how he can get involved in that business and help me out with that business and things like that. But I'm telling you, it's you just gotta do it. You gotta be like just
Mhm.
say,
Also, doesn't competition make you better?
so the funny thing is that I don't feel like I got competition.
Okay.
And the only reason I feel that way is because when I see, let's give you an example. When I was younger, everybody had Jordans, right?
Mhm.
I refused to wear Jordans
Mhm.
because everybody had,
Mhm.
right? So with all of my businesses, I try to do what they're not, like whatever they're doing, I don't want to do.
Got it.
Created. I want to do something totally opposite, to be
Mhm.
totally different than who these people are. So that one, competition ain't a thing, because for me, everybody's following the same path, doing the same exact thing. If I
Mhm.
create my own path and do my own thing, I'm a lone survivor. I'm by myself, right?
Mhm.
And I don't mind being by myself, because how many people, when I tell them that I'm white labeling banking, products and things like that, they literally like, what? Like,
Mhm.
how can you do that? That's not possible. But it is, but it ain't. But
Mhm.
can you
Mhm.
really do that? Right? And I tell them like, yeah, all day long. Right?
Mhm.
So you literally put your brand on all of these different products that banks offer. Now
Mm.
you technically become a digital bank, which I just say I'm a financial service company, but it's until I get my Neo Bank. The Neo Bank is like a cash app or something like that. That's where people can
Mhm.
deposit money.
Mhm.
So until I get that, I call it just a financial service company. But you literally white label all the stuff that they have, and you become that person. So I didn't have to have this. I didn't have to have that. I didn't have all these different things that you would think you need. And I always come back to it and be like, look, I'm a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. What do you want me to do? All I know how to do is do me.
Hustle, hustle and grind.
Really? Right? Like you ain't stopping me. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And that's really what it is. Like, and I tell people all the time, I'm Puerto Rican in front of Bronx. Like, those are, you want some great qualities, you got to be Puerto Rican in front of Bronx, right? That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You get that hustle in you for real.
Look
But
at J-Lo.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
Mhm.
look, thank you for being on with me. Like, honestly, I'm so happy I had you on here. I'm pretty sure so many women and even men are gonna learn from what you've talked about and even understand your story, right? Because you accomplish things, and no excuses ever.
No
Your
excuses.
drive is real, and I only see great things happening for you in the future. Like, you see me, I do a lot of great things, but you want to know something? I can see people that have that drive. And I know you have that drive. Well, I knew you had that drive the day you became a contractor. When honestly, that when you did that, I was like, whoa, she's different. She's
Thanks, Steve.
different. Like, that's something I would have did, right? She's different for that one. And like I said, but you doing those things just shows me the quality of the person you are and how great your journey is gonna be. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
So anybody out there that, you want to learn, you want to go to her classes,
Yes.
follow the link that is below, and you're going to be able to go to, book with her, or even get a chance to talk to her, right? Because obviously she, has a lot of experience. And even if it's just, guidance and entrepreneurship, like, if I'm pretty sure if you go ahead and, you go to one of her classes and you just eat into that ear, she gonna listen, and she
Yeah.
probably gonna give you some great advice too while you're dancing. So, like, definitely, reach out, follow that QR code that's going to be down there, and just, reach out, see if you can get into one of her classes, or when you're in Atlantic City and you want to throw a party or something,
Yeah.
hit up Autumn. She
Yeah.
got you. All right.
Or
And
if you just want to feel good, meet some fun people, gain some confidence, get strong. Um, Nobody comes in, they say, I need upper body strength, I can't do it. I'm like, no, this is why you're coming. You're coming here to get that. If you had it, you wouldn't need me. So yeah, come and hang out with me. Come and take a class. The instructors are beautiful, kind, patient people, and you won't regret it. You'll
and
love
you have
it.
you want to do you have any promotions you want to throw out there, or anything like that? Come
Well,
down for your first time, and I'll give you some time.
well, for the month of June, there is a promo code, because we were celebrating Pride Month.
Okay.
I'll give it to you too. You can put it down. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'll
sure.
put it on there as well.
And put it in there for a free class. You can get 3 classes for 20. You can get 6 classes for 102. And we have all kinds of packages like that to make it very, very affordable. I think I have the most
Awesome.
affordable packages in the entire tri-state area.
Awesome.
Because I want you to come. I don't want to make it hard for you. I want to make it easy for you to come in.
To show up, right? And that's
Show
all,
up. Show up
anything.
and show out.
That's it. That's it. And that's entrepreneurship. Show up. Because I tell people all the time, keep coming. As
Yeah,
long as you keep coming, there's no way you're gonna fail, because you keep
exactly.
showing up. But to my guests, thank you. To my audience, thank you guys. And trust me, everybody I have on this podcast is quality. They have great stories. They have great, opportunities out there to even offer you guys, whether it's teaching, whether it's, consulting, whether it's just talking to them as a person, right? So take advantage of all of these great stories that you're hearing. Take advantage of the people that you're getting to hear, because, you can be sitting in their seat telling your great story. All right. But to all my audience, like, subscribe, follow, share to all of the different people that you have, other entrepreneurs, because you want to know some, maybe, if you're not doing entrepreneurship yet, maybe they are, and you can help them get onto a platform that's going to help them elevate their, everything that they're doing. All right. But until next time, love you guys. Keep up the great work. Entrepreneurship is it. Let's go.
Let's go.